on Taiwan Talk this week.
The passion is everything. It's so important. And I have to remind me not to forget my aspiration and don't lose my passion.
What does it take to run a bed and breakfast in Sun Moon Lake, one of Taiwan's hottest tourist destinations? Laurel Villa's Wayne Wang, who was born and raised in the area, tells us what drew him back even after enjoying a successful career in Taipei. He shares his top tips about how best to enjoy the Sun Moon Lake area and how COVID changed tourism there in an unexpected way.
I was working in Taipei before 2003. I have a family, I have wife, I have children, and a house in Taipei, and even the car and the work and the colleague. They have been so kind to me. But however, I still feel so empty. When I wake up, I don't want to go to office. I don't want to go to, and we are just expecting the Friday, Saturday, even the Sunday. But in the Sunday afternoon, I will be blue because I have to go to work the next morning. But here in the Sun Moon Lake, even I have to wake up very early in the morning. But the first thing to do after I wake up here, I will look outside to see can I see the beautiful mountain. If I can see the beautiful mountain like a mountain Shuise, I will be so happy because that means I can share the place I like with our guests. Yeah, so for me, the happy thing is every morning when I wake up, I can see the mountain Shuise. Then I knew I can share this with our guests. After we run this bed and breakfast, we have the first guest. It's a foreigner. He's George from California. I believe his name is Michael. And they inspire us a lot because before he check out, he say something to me, and he say, since you want to run a bed and breakfast, so it will be different from the hotel. So you should give some people your personality, something like that, or share something with your guests, because just like a friend, they stay with you. It give me a very different thought. And then we start to thinking, what can we share with our guests? And when I came back here in 2003, and every morning my father wakes me up very early in the morning. I go to the lake, I go to the mountain, and then I realize the morning is really beautiful and truly summer day. That's why we decide to have the morning tour with our guests. So the first begin, we walk up to the mountain Maolan, but after that we ride a bicycle with our guests to around the lakeshore. Yeah, and we also share some story about the summer day with our guests.
Okay.
Hey.
Tell me about the stories. Where did you get the stories that you tell people when you're here?
I read and I also listen to the elder. They talk about the story about the summer day, and also my parents, and also newspaper, something like that. Yeah.
You say you get stories from elders. Can you give us an example of a story that maybe your uncles or your grandparents or your parents told you?
Actually, the elder, I never met him before, but I know he's living near the Shuise Dam. He have a lot of story about the Sun Moon Lake. Before he passed away, he have the book to write down many story about the Sun Moon Lake. And when I read the book, and I find it's so interesting.
What kind of stories can you remember from that?
For example, how the Ladu Island it used to be, why the Japanese they built the dam here, and why we have the first railway in the Taiwan, and also the tea plantation, the bear, they drum the bear in the pagoda.
One of the things that you had mentioned was that Chiang Kai-shek, whose house is very near here, had many restricted areas. Do you remember that? Not being able to go into certain areas because he was here?
Oh, yes. When we were children, the Meiheyuan is a religious area. That place is only open maybe one or twice in a year. So the kids like me, we can go in to watch the movie. Actually, we all know the soldier there. But normally, we just say hello to each other. We knew each other, but we just can go in until they open that place. Then we can come there to pray with them and watch the movie there.
So there weren't many places that you couldn't go when Chiang Kai-shek was here?
Yeah, because they will tell you where you can go and where you cannot go.
Tell me what it was like when there was COVID. Was it difficult for you?
During the COVID-19, yeah, it was hard. Yeah, because no tourists here. And we are worried about many things because the economic and many problems came up. But in the end of the COVID-19, I think we have the very different kind of a situation or problem. It's the way the people they visit Salmon Lake. I think maybe it was because the social media. Now the people, the way they travel in the Salmon Lake, they always follow other people's recommendation. They don't follow their heart. I think this is so important. Why we have the morning tour? Because we hope you can find the truly beauty of the Salmon Lake by yourself. So that's why on the way back, we will suggest our guests you can ride a bicycle by yourself, so you can see the Salmon Lake through your eyes. Maybe it was internet or maybe social media or maybe it's pandemic, but in the end of the pandemic, the people come here, they are not here relax. They take a picture and come and go and say it's nothing here to see in the Salmon Lake, and that's really makes us feel so sad.
So, okay, if people were coming to Sun Moon Lake, what do you think they should be looking for?
Actually, it's very easy. For us, the best way is just relax here. You don't need to do anything. But maybe a small tip is wake up earlier. Wake up earlier. You can go to the lake, you can go to the mountain, and just listen to the nature and just follow your heart, and you will find a peaceful here. Especially if you can see the high mountain and the lake, the water so still, and the mirror light, it will help you to calm down. So maybe you will find many different answers here. Yeah.
You were listening to Wayne Wang, owner of Sun Moon Lake's Laurel Villa. And that does it for this week's edition of Taiwan Talk. I'm Hope Go. Do join us again next time. Thank you for tuning in.